You have no idea who's going to ask you to come on their podcast. But you cannot have the infinite potentiality when you're not grounded and regulated and a receiver turned on. This is where the neuroscience and the neurobiology and being a therapist and the brain spotting, everything, you get a tool belt, because the more duality you can hold, the more successful you will be. The more pain you can tolerate in your nervous system, the more abundance the universe is going to give you. If you can't handle it, you're not getting more. It's that simple.
Hey, I'm Brooke Jean, therapist, recovering perfectionist, and struggling working mom on a mission to normalize normal. If you're an overwhelmed, high-achieving, and secretly anxious mama, struggling to balance it all and on the brink of burnout, you are in the right place. Here is where we talk about hard things like balancing work and family life, mental health, and how to navigate life-altering transitions. Nothing is too taboo here. In my conversations, I'll teach you how to let go of who you think you're supposed to be in order to create the life you've always wanted. Get ready to embrace your messy, shed the shoulds, and find freedom through a life unperfected. This is the Unperfected Pod.
Hey, gorgeous. Welcome back. I am so happy and grateful you are here. And happy freaking New Year! We did it. We made it through 2024. I hope you took time to celebrate all the things that you're proud of, for doing, for overcoming, for acknowledging, for healing, for taking risks on in 2024 before you set up an epic 2025. But if you're with me, you are now ready to go all in for your life, leadership, and business in 2025. And that's why today on the podcast, I'm giving you the replay of Audacity, the free masterclass that I ran last week, which is just packed full of tangible and inspirational things you can do to set up the year of your dreams. So I've been talking a lot on social media about how I'm feeling a very big shift in the way that we live and work in 2025, and how the definition of success is moving. The target that we've been chasing our whole lives, that we thought was success, that we thought was going to bring us happiness and joy and fulfillment and ease, we're starting to wake up and realize that target is not giving us the things that we are actually desiring. So we are redefining success to something that we want to feel. We want to feel alive. We want to feel free. We want to feel calm. We want to feel energized. We want to feel excited. We want to feel loved, all of these things. And that is going to be the new measure of success. And because the measure of success is, or the target, I should say, of success is changing, the rubric and the way that we get there is also leveling the F up. And so this free masterclass was born out of that idea of who are my women that are ready to go all out in 2025, that are ready to have more abundance, more wealth, more joy, more play, more pleasure in their lives, who are ready to redefine success, who are ready to live unconventionally, to feel the way that they want to feel. This masterclass is filled with kind of me explaining in my mind what audacity is, how to tap into your inherent audacity, how to reconnect with the audacity that already exists inside of you. I walk you through a powerful visualization exercise to begin to get you reconnected to your true self and what you actually desire. Because let's face it, so many of us are chasing someone else's dream and then wondering why the fulfillment isn't there. This masterclass is the perfect kickstart to starting to create your most powerful and profound 2025. And if you're ready to go deeper with me, if you know not only am I the audacious one who wants to level up my life, leadership, and business in 2025, but I am ready to invest. I'm ready to have a coach. I'm ready to be surrounded with like-minded women who are also leveling up in life, leadership, and business in this way. If I want clarity on who I am, where I'm going, what I'm meant to do you on this one wild and precious life, then the Unperfected Mastermind doors are open, honey. Doors are going to close the 14th of January because we start the 14th of January. This opportunity is for you if you are ready for that clarity, if you are ready to come from a frequency first model of creating a life of your dreams, to have the wealth, to have the success, to have the fulfillment on your terms, and in a way that actually lights you up and feels good. Doors will be closing soon, so make sure that you're getting in there. And I hope you enjoy this masterclass. I poured my heart and soul into it. There's so many gems, there's so much gold. I hope it helps you kick off the life of your dreams. Enjoy. Welcome, you guys. I'm so happy and grateful that you're here. Welcome to Audacity. This one feels really special to me. This one feels really special. I think it's taking a certain individual to show up and sign up for something like this. Okay. Just showing up for Audacity takes audacity. So, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here, whether you are here in the present moment or you're catching the replay because you are out doing the things. I'm so glad you're here. I can feel your energy. I'm so excited to have this freaking conversation. So, why are we talking about Audacity, my loves? So, one of the things recently that I've had the audacity to do is to come out of the spiritual closet and to communicate to people and name it even publicly that I am highly sensitive and very sensitive to energy and very intuitive. And I have not always known this. So maybe you're here today to learn that you are also highly sensitive and intuitive. What this looked like for me growing up was really big emotions because I would feel so deeply everyone else's stuff, but I didn't know that it wasn't mine. So I would have like really big emotional outbursts. There would be a lot of information and stimuli coming at me all the time, and I didn't know what to do with that. And when you pair that with trauma that we repress and store in the body, my body and my somatic system, which includes our energetic field, became unbearable to live in at a very young age. And so I don't know how much of my story you guys know, but I had an eating disorder when I was 14 that almost killed me. I started drinking and drugging really heavily in high school and did that all through college and I felt so big that it was really hard to be in my body. And it wasn't until I started this journey, the unperfected journey of healing, becoming, and rising. And as each layer went, right? It's like I first healed the trauma, and then I started regulating the nervous system. And then I started managing my mind. And then I started doing energy work. And it was and then I quit drinking. And it was like the more stuff I got off of me, the more my gifts started to unearth. And so, with this gift of being sensitive to energy, what comes with that is kind of feeling number one, what's happening in me and around me. Number two, what's happening with my clients. So now I know why I'm a good therapist because I can feel what's really going on. And when clients come to me and they say, I've got this and I've got that, and I'm like, what about this? And it zooms like right into the core problem and we get to work and we get results versus spending 2 years dancing around it. Now I know why I've been so successful as a therapist. But what I've been feeling into now that I had the audacity to embrace this part of me, even though I don't fully understand it, I'm in a lot of training around it right now. But what I feel is that there are massive shifts happening in the way that we live, lead, and work. And they've already been brewing. And if you're here, it's because you have felt something shift too. You have been doing all the things to be successful, right? You've worked your ass off. You've gone to college. You got the job. You got the family. You got the house. You got the kids. You got the 401k. And yet you're deeply unfulfilled or dissatisfied or anxious in your body or resentful, even. And there's a yearning deep inside that maybe you haven't even had the audacity to name out loud yet that you want more and different. and better. You want more money. You want more clients. You want more abundance. You want more opportunities, but only if it freaking feels good. You want more spaciousness in your day while leaving a mark, whether it is in your own business or in the company that you lead teams with, right? And so 2025, what I'm feeling into is going to be the year where you really start to see the ideals of success as it relates to business completely shift. So the target of success, right? So think about this for a moment and you can drop it in the chat. What are some things that you associate with success right now? Right? Maybe it's money. Maybe it's title. Maybe it's position. Maybe it's exposure. Maybe it's what purse you have, what car you drive. Maybe it's what vacations you go on, how much money you have in the bank. Maybe it's who if you're part of a country club and who you lunch with. Whatever it is, right? There's no shame or judgment. We were all sold the lie that if we just follow this roadmap and we do all these things and we hustle to the top and we work, for the man at the expense of our souls, for heaven's sakes, that we will arrive at this place called success. And it's pretty disappointing when you're midlife and you've done all the things that a good girl is supposed to do and it doesn't feel the way that you thought it would feel. And so we figured that out. This doesn't feel right. And so in 2025, the call is for leadership to step forward and to redefine success, move the target, to include what we want it to feel like. So in the new world, in the new paradigm, in the way in which that we are going to work together in 2025, success is going to include shit like fulfillment. How we feel while we're doing it is going to be the most important element. Yes, we want wealth. There's nothing wrong. In fact, there is nothing that turns me on more than a bitch getting rich. I'm going to be honest with you. But I believe that money is a byproduct of who we become in the process. No more hamster wheeling to make more. We're going to slow down. We're going to turn our attention inward. We're going to heal. We're going to shed shit. We're going to unearth our gifts and our brilliance. And we're going to use our time, energy, and money so bloody intentionally that we're going to become an energetic match for all of the wealth and opportunity and visibility and abundance and love and connection and joy that we want, that we desire. And so I'm calling women forward that are ready and willing to trailblaze and to create this new normal, that we actually can have it all, whatever it all is for us. We can be moms, we can have families, and we can have what we decided success is, while also having spaciousness in our day, while also feeling grounded in our nervous system, while also having extraordinary opportunities that light us up that we are thrilled and so grateful to show up for. It's a whole new world, baby. It's a whole new paradigm because the target of success is moving. And I feel this so deep in my bones that this is an opportunity for the unperfected woman to step up and to be part of the creation of the new normal. And so I've been reflecting so deeply in my meditations and breathworks and dances and all the shit that I do. What is the thing that if you're a woman who has been feeling this call, if you're a woman who's been getting this nudge, what's it going to require? What's it going to take? And then I also zoomed out of my own life, which has been wild. All of our lives are miraculous and wild in their own way. But as I zoomed out of my life and I looked at what were the real moves that made things different for me? What were the real pivotal moments that got me off the wrong track and on the right track? And what was the requirement to that shift? It was Audacity. It was Audacity every time. So I want to share a little story with you. And I have never told this whole story publicly. I already shared with you guys that I was a party girl for a long time. And in college, I was definitely partying, but I didn't really stand out because everybody was doing that. It's like it's really scary because people party in college, but the ones that are actually numbing their trauma, they don't find out until later that that's what they were doing, which is really sad and scary. But now we know what it is and we can work to help. But I was going nowhere fast. I was in school. I remember my first year, I was on probation. I was just partying. I was working. I've always worked since I was 12 years old. I have always worked and I have always worked very hard. That is like in my generational DNA. We are warriors. We're not afraid to show up and work. So I've always worked. So I worked a lot in college, of course, in bars and stuff like that. And because I had shitty self-worth. I didn't realize my self-esteem was so low that I was dating this guy off and on, and he was older. I worked with him when I was younger, and he took me to my like senior prom, but we were never like serious. And I like hung on to this thing. And back then, you guys, back then we didn't even have freaking cell phones. This makes me feel so old, but I'm going to lean in and love on that part. We didn't even have cell phones. And this individual that I dated off and on for 4 years would just like, we would have plans and he would just no call, no show, like not even show up, just not come. And I would still give him a chance and I would still see him and I would still date him. And I was a senior in college, so 21 years old. And there was a weekend that he was like, come to my house. I have something I need to tell you. And I was just like starting to get so done with his shit. Which looking back, I'm like, how sad that I put up with that for 4 years when I was this like beautiful, like just big, vibrant energy person. And I was tolerating just bullshit treatment. And not just from this guy, from several guys. But anyway, I digress. It's not about painting the guy bad. It's not about him. It's all about me because I manifested him. I attracted and created that reality. So this is not about blame. This is about taking personal responsibility, which is a huge part of the framework. So he begs me, come down, come down, come down, come down. And I'm like, oh, you're so annoying. So I think I took the bus. Did I take the bus from Boulder to Denver? So he wasn't even, dude, of all the guys I could be hooking up with and hanging out with in Boulder, Colorado, I'm driving to Denver to see this older bartender. Like, the red flags were red flagging, honey. No, like, anyways. So I go down and I spend a weekend with him. And he, pours his heart. I love you. I have not been good to you. I want to be a real item, blah, 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 blah. We're intimate. And right after that, I go to California. And back in the day, I'm from San Diego. So those of you that don't know, so I'm from San Diego. So back in the day, I used to go home for several weeks every single summer. So I have this weekend soiree with this guy that's not good for me. And I immediately go to San Diego for a 2-week stay. And for those of you that are just joining, I'm telling a story I've never told before publicly. So I come back from my 2-week stay and I had a weird pap smear, and it's all women here, so I feel comfortable talking about this. I had a weird pap smear, so I had to come in and get a biopsy to test for cancerous cells. And I don't know if any of you in this group have had a biopsy on your cervix, but it's pretty annoying. So I'm back in town in Colorado. I go to my doctor's appointment. I've got my mom and one of my best friends, Sharon, with me. And the OB-GYN like gets me all in position. I mean, feet in the thing, the opener in the thing. And I had taken a pregnancy test before the thing, because you have to, I guess. And my OB-GYN, which we could have a whole nother series on the bedside manner that is lacking in the medical system. But she very stoically and nonchalantly goes, oh, shoot, it looks like you're pregnant. We're not going to be able to do this today. And I'm sitting in the chair, feet in the stirrups, the thing in the thing, like, what? And she goes, yeah, you're pregnant. And like she also had an energy like she was annoyed by that. And all of a sudden, like all this comes flooding through my awareness, this consciousness, like, you're going to be a mom. Like, I didn't even have time to process the reality before I saw like a future version of myself who just knew, who told me in that moment, you're going to be a mom. And so she gets all the things out of me. I get cleaned up. I walk out into the waiting room and I'm crying. And my mom, shout out to my mom. She's so funny. She hugs me and she goes, I know those hurt, honey. And I whisper into her ear, I'm not crying because of the pain, Mom. I'm crying because I'm pregnant. And she looks at me and I look at my friend Sharon. I'm 21, you guys, and the biggest L in town, you know? And I hug my friend Sharon. And I knew intuitively, I am having a baby. I'm becoming a mom. And I had the audacity to make that decision so powerfully. I knew it was the right thing for me. I was so sure it was the right thing for me, you guys, that on the way out of that appointment where I didn't even get my procedure, I booked my first prenatal appointment before I'd even told my baby daddy, anybody. And I can't come up with a rational reason why I did that. I think now that that was a godsend, an angel. I believe wholeheartedly that getting pregnant with Camden in college changed the trajectory of my life in every way imaginable. I was going nowhere fast. I probably would have ended up, I don't even know. I mean, it was bad. And so having Camden in some ways saved my life. I moved home. I got off the drugs and alcohol. I started working 2 jobs. One of them was an internship at Target. One of them was at Estrellita, Mexican restaurant that I'd worked at for a long time. And I hustled and I got school done. And I remember, like, first of all, my baby daddy avoided me because he like intuitively knew. And so I couldn't find him for 3 days. When his family heard I was having the baby, some really rude remarks were stated. My parents were bewildered. Like, what the fuck are you doing? It was certainly unconventional to go from the party girl to walking around 9 months pregnant on campus. My professors were afraid I was going to have the baby up because my due date was during finals. May 1st was my due date, and May 1st were finals. That little asshole didn't come for 2 weeks later. But I had the audacity to decide without knowing what was going to happen, without securing my safety, without knowing I was going to have support, without knowing how it was going to work out. Was like, I just knew intuitively I'm having this fucking baby. And it changed my life. Because after that, I got my degree. I had a job lined up as an HR in Target. I could provide for myself. I had benefits. I left the baby daddy during pregnancy. I caught him in bed naked twice with the same woman. And I just started my life. And nobody understood, but they didn't need to. So what does it mean to have audacity? It means to do the unpopular thing. It means to do the unconventional. It means to go against the grain, right? When everybody's swimming this way, you and your dreams and your desires and your gifts and your leadership and your intuition, you're swimming this way. Everybody's found success this way. You should do it this way, but this way feels good. Everybody's leading teams this way, but I like this. This is the promise to success, but I want to try this. It's having the frickin' kahunas, the tits, if you will, the courage, the bravery to say, I'm betting on me. I'm the horse that I'm betting on. Ways that I am calling you forward to be audacious. Start with you believing that you matter enough to give yourself permission to desire something. So as women, we're conditioned, right, to take care of everybody else, to be a good girl, to be kind, to be nurturing, to put people first, to read the room, to make sure everyone's having a good time, to not take up too much space, to not be too much, too big, too loud, right? We've been boxed in, caged in. That's why you guys see all the caging photography. It's like we're caged in by societal conditioning, but we're also caged in by like the torture of our own minds and our shitty beliefs about ourselves and what's possible and our negative thoughts that just constantly hit us all day long. We cage ourselves in and we become really small so that we're digestible to the world. And so the first thing I invite you to, and when it comes to audacity, is to have the audacity to know that you matter enough that you get to have desires. And those desires get to be big, bold, and hairy. They get to be more. I mean, how many of you feel guilty for asking for more? More time, more money, more attention, a different position in sex, a different gift, more time off. How many of you, oh my God, here's one that's been coming up. How many of you rush around all day long? Like even going to the grocery store and your husband is home with the kids and you're like finding yourself rushing. Like we feel so bad taking more, claiming more, desiring more. And don't even get me started on how bad we are at receiving. I will teach you how to be an excellent receiver. You have to be able to receive. Yeah, big tits. Yes. You got to have some big, well, everyone says big balls, right? It's like, no, they're not balls. Balls aren't big. Men aren't having babies. They can't handle shit. It's tits and clits. Okay. That's the new rubric for strength. Just like we're changing the bullseye for success, we're changing what we thought was strong. Balls are not strong. Tits and clits, we produce, we create, right? So you got to know that it is safe and okay now for you to desire more, for you to want more intimacy, more money, more clients, more wealth, more abundance, more time off, more time, spaciousness. It takes audacity because as a woman, you've been conditioned to don't take more. And your guilt, every time you feel guilty or you feel rushed or you feel bad or you feel shame or you're in your shoulds, that's just reinforcing what I'm saying. Right? So it takes audacity to go, I know that these were societal programs and messaging, but I'm playing a new game where I matter. In this new game, I matter enough that my needs and my desires are valid and very much well deserving. And so you've got to have the audacity to learn how to dream again. When was the last time that you let yourself answer the miracle question? Like if time, money, energy weren't a variable, what would you do with this one wild and precious life? And how would you do it? And who would you be with? And where would you be in the world? And how would you feel? When was the last time you actually divulged very intentionally into that contemplation? When was the last time that you asked for more? A promotion, more money, more sex, different position, more time, more space, more help. When was the last time? We don't do it. We don't do it. So we struggle to see that we matter. We struggle to give ourselves permission to dream and dream big. We struggle to ask for what we want. We struggle to self-lead ourselves there because we get in our own way. We struggle to receive when it comes. And so this is how we end up on that hamster wheel of never enough, never enough, never enough, never enough, right? So I'm inviting you to have the audacity to know that you matter, to start to dream again, to have the permission to want more, better, or different. It does not make you a bad person that you want more. It doesn't make you ungrateful. So here's one thing I want to teach you guys. It's called the walk of evolution. The walk of evolution. This is something I've learned from one of my mentors, Melanie Ann Layer. It's 1 foot in gratitude, 1 foot in desire. So as women, we've been conditioned to feel bad for wanting more because a good girl is grateful. Now, don't misunderstand me. Gratitude is hands down one of my keys to success. Being in a physical state of gratitude and loving my life and where I'm at is a huge expander for possibility for me. But really embodying gratitude and having the frequency of gratitude is a very different energetic than what I'm describing here. I'm supposed to be grateful for what I have. Asking for more makes me wrong. Asking for different makes me ungrateful. Asking for different makes me bad. Can you see the difference between those frequencies, right? And the truth of the matter is, we can be grateful for what we have while desiring more. And so while you have one foot in gratitude, so something's got to be firmly planted on the floor. I'm grateful for what I have. I'm grateful for who I am. I'm grateful for my clients. I'm grateful for my partner, my kids, our health. I'm grateful for this home. I'm grateful for this water. I'm grateful for this dance class. While that foot is firmly grounded in reality, I've got, as I'm walking, my other foot is, and I want more, honey. And I want more perfectly aligned clients. I want more vacations. I want more deeper intimacy. I want deeper conversations. I want more time freedom. And so I go for it, right? And then I plant that foot in gratitude for everything that happened there. And this foot comes up. She wants more. So the walk of evolution, baby, is one foot in gratitude, one foot in desire. But as women, part of why we're not where we want to be is because we've been sold that we should just be grateful and that it's a shameful thing to want more. It's an ungrateful thing to want more. In 2025, in the new way that we're living and working, we are not subscribing to that outdated paradigm that keeps us over here playing small, just being grateful for what we have. No, we are grateful for what we have, and we embody that frequency every freaking day. We juice the moments that are good. We juice them, and we take action toward what we want. And we do this, and we do this, and we climb, and we climb, and we climb, and we climb, and we climb. And guess what? When mama's happy, everybody wins. When mama takes care of herself, everybody wins. But we go first. And that's why you keep hearing me say, you matter, we matter. Because if for you to really understand, and these are deep contemplations that I'm sharing with you right now. And so it's okay if like you need to process some of this later. In order for you to bunk the system and have the audacity to have one foot in gratitude, one foot in desire, you have to put yourself first. And in order to have the audacity to prioritize you as the vessel, right? As the person that matters first, that requires you understanding how much you actually matter. When mama is healthy, mind, body, and spirit, everybody wins. Why do we put the heart? Why do we put the cart before the horse? All the doing and all the things that we want. How are we going to get where we want when we are, literally abandoning the vehicle that's going to get us there? You got to put the horse first. You need to groom her, love on her, feed her, nourish her, give her rest. And the better you treat her, the better she's going to perform. We see this everywhere in reality. Look at horse races. Who wins? The most spoiled effing horse. That's the winner. Why don't women understand that? The more I take care of myself, mind, body, and spirit, the more I treat my vessel like the freaking crystal that it is, the better I will be in all aspects of my life. And the ripple of good that occurs there is endless. But I really look deep at things, okay? I look deep at things as like, what's getting in our way? So how can I help women overcome and then overcome? It's like, what's getting in our way is that we've been told we don't matter and that we shouldn't want more. And now you're telling me that I matter so much that I'm the horse that I should bet on and I should groom? Yes, I'm telling you that. You need to understand that you matter. You need to understand that you're the horse, you're the vessel. You go first. You have one foot in desire, one foot in gratitude, and on we go to create the new way that we're going to work in 2025. Any questions so far? Balls are weak, yeah. So I decided to write while I look for, oh, beautiful, 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 beautiful. All right. So here's what I want to do next. This call forward for us to go for what we really want in 2025 is going to require audacity. That's obvious. We've covered that. I want you to reconnect. Actually, no, I do want to do this first. I want you to reconnect to the part of you that already has what I'm calling up and what I'm calling forward. So at this point, you may be already saying to yourself, oh, I don't know, man. I don't know if I have the courage. I don't know if I have the kahunas or the tits, as we said earlier. I don't know if I have the energy. I don't know if I have the support. I don't know if I have what it takes to go all in on my life, leadership, and business and to trailblaze and do things differently and be unconventional to hit the unknown, which is the infinite potentiality, so that I can co-create a life of my dreams. I don't know if I have it in me. And I want to mirror for you. That's bullshit. Yes, you do. So I want you to take a minute. I want you to take a minute and I want you to think about your life, right? So I shared my story. I shared my story of booking that first prenatal appointment at 21 years old, having not even told anybody that I was pregnant besides the people that were there with me, and just knowing intuitively that was the move for me. I want you to take a moment and think back on your life right now. And I want you to see where you made a big ass, hairy decision like that. Maybe it was leaving an unhealthy relationship. Maybe it was moving across country. Maybe it was trying again in your marriage when you thought it was dead. Maybe it was trying again for a baby. Maybe it was deciding to be a mom. Shit, that's audacious, let's be honest, in the first place. Maybe it was leaving a job. Maybe it was starting a business. Maybe it was setting a fitness goal. Maybe it was getting the intuitive hit to reach out to somebody, and that became a very fruitful collaboration and partnership. I want you to take a moment, and I'm going to play some music, and I want you to reflect on, and grab your journal, unless you're driving. I want you to reflect on where in your life you've already had the courage to do something unconventional, to do something different, to go against the grain, to do something bold, to be audacious. So take a moment to reflect on that. Where have you been audacious already in your life? You can go back as far as you want. You can think about where were you audacious yesterday. You can think about where were you audacious in your 30s and your 40s and your 20s as a child. Let's see what Leia says here. Riding motorcycles on track and off-road. That's freaking audacious. How many bad bitches do you know that ride motorcycles? I don't know anybody but Leia. This is so cool. Leia also had your son when you were 17. Holy crap. Holy crap. Holy crap. And you guys immigrated too, right, Leia? You want to talk about audacity? You want to talk about audacity? Try not being born in America and coming here. Right? God, I'm thinking about just the walk to the hospital to have the baby. The second time after you know what goes down there. Trying to take that first shit after having a baby. That takes audacity, honey. Where did you show up for yourself? Where did you advocate for yourself? Where did you stand for something, baby? Thank you, Leia. Thank you. Thank you. I feel the same about you. Anybody else want to share where you can either write it in the chat or you can unmute yourself? Let me turn the music down. Where in your life Where in your life have you been audacious? Anybody else want to share in the chat or unmute yourself? Move to Colorado. That's a huge one. I feel like we don't give ourselves enough credit for that. Moving. Moving is a big darn deal. My dad moved us from San Diego, and both my parents were born and raised there. We had such a big community, and we'd never even been to Colorado. And my dad just like researched it, even though there wasn't the internet. And he moved us from San Diego, Colorado to Gypsum. I don't know if you guys even know what Gypsum, Colorado is. It's up by Eagle, up by Vail. Back then, it was creepy AF. That took some audacity. It pissed me off as a teenager, but I look back and I'm like, ooh, my dad has audacity. My mom has audacity. Starting my business without knowing anything about business. Yeah. Yes. Where else, beauties? Where else have you had audacity in your life? Where else? So here's what I want you to know. You have it. You have it in you. You always have. You were probably born that way, and you've been building the muscle, but you have what it takes. Trying to fix a broken marriage. Yeah. Oof. This is why 60% of people divorce, because it's just easier to divorce than it is to actually go in and repair and do the deep inner work to heal that relationship. That's beautiful. Yes, yes. So you have what it takes, my love. You have audacity, you have courage. Just maybe you've gotten a little disconnected from it, or you've forgotten, or you just didn't know what a powerful source of power that is for you. And so I want you to spend some time in the coming days contemplating that. Like, wow, I am audacious. I am bold. I have made some big moves in my life. And how can I continue to expand upon that and build that muscle and make bigger moves in my life and continue to stand for the things that I desire? Sure, I could stay and work on this, or I could go. It's going to take work for me to stay. Sure, I could bypass my trauma, or I could do the work so that I could expand. Sure, I could play it safe in business, or I could take that big risk, right? So what I want to do next, I want to guide you through a visualization. So visualization is a way for you to, there's a few things. There's a few benefits to visualization. So number one, it's a mental rehearsal of what you're creating. So athletes visualize their peak performance. But it's also when we spend time regulating our nervous system, slowing down our brain waves, and casting into the universe, into the electromagnetic field, because everything is energy. Everything that you want and don't want already exists in the electromagnetic field, the quantum field. Okay, I don't know how many of you know about the quantum field, how far into that you've gone, but everything is made of energy and it's all here now. And based on your frequency, you illuminate what's here. So, for example, you're walking down a path and there's two human beings that are going to walk past you. One's an asshole, one is the kindest person on the planet. Based on the frequency that you're vibrating at, you will connect with and illuminate the person accordingly. So if you're having a bad day, you're going to see the asshole. If you're having a good day and you're feeling on fire, you're going to connect with the kindest person. There's just as many assholes as there are good people. I love to say, if you see 3 assholes, it's time to look in the mirror. If 3 bad things happen in a row, honey, it's time to go home, do a yoga nidra, do some breath work, and get your energy right, because it's actually you, my love. Our reality is mirroring for us the internal frequency that we're embodying. Okay? This frequency work is really important. And so when we take time to visualize, number one, we get our energy right by regulating and being in a calm, peaceful state. Then we cast our vision out into the field which if you can see it, it already exists in some parallel reality, but we're not going to go down that rabbit hole today. And so when you connect to that, you can feel what that feels like. You start consciously co-creating that reality. You, your subconscious, your energy, and the field start creating that reality. And so visualization is one of my most favorite potent and powerful tools to consciously create the world that I want to live in. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a little visualization around what you actually want. What is the next step for you? And this can be anything, my loves. This can be in life, leadership, or business. This can be in relationship. This could be in your healing journey. This could be in your fitness journey. This could quite literally be anything. But I know that you're not spending enough time dreaming. And so we're going to give you an opportunity to do just that. The visualization will guide you to what it is that you desire while creating the image so you can begin creating that. Okay. So if you're not driving, what I'm going to ask you to do is to get into a comfortable seated position and to, if it feels right, begin to close down the eyes and slow down your breath. Inhaling through the nose, holding at the top, exhale through the mouth. Beautiful. So inhaling through the nose, holding at the top, open mouth, exhale to release. Beautiful. Let's take 2 more cleansing breaths just like that, letting yourself really be here now, feeling your seat bones held by the chair, feeling your feet held by Mother Earth. Inhaling, holding at the top, open mouth, exhale to release. And again, inhaling through the nose, holding at the top, and open mouth, exhale to release. So now we're going to do a little body scan. We're going to bring your awareness to your body, starting at the crown of your head, and just begin to notice where you might be holding any tension today. So scanning down through your forehead and letting your eyebrows fall heavy. Down through the eyes, letting your eyeballs fall into the sockets. Down, unclenching the jaw, letting the tongue fall into the bottom cavity of your mouth. Scanning down through your neck, maybe doing any neck stretches or neck rolls down through the shoulders. We carry a lot of stress here. Now down through the chest, opening the heart. I want you to take a moment here and breathe into the heart space. I want you to feel your heart. I want you to see it as a circle of energy, a circle of green light that with each inhale you send to the heart, it opens the heart, and with each exhale, the field of your heart expands. We're now learning that the energetic frequency of the heart is really powerful, and that when we're in coherence, we become magnetic. So taking another breath in, sending the breath to the heart, tickling the heart, waking her up, and with your exhale, expanding her out, expanding your energetic field. And now scanning down through the solar plexus and the middle and lower back, down through the hips, down through the thighs, the knees, the shins, your ankles, all the way down to your big toe. Now I want you to take a deep inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose slowly. Again, inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose slowly. Beautiful. One last one. Inhale through the nose. Hold at the top. Exhale through the nose slowly. And now I invite you to begin to imagine that you're walking down a path. The path can be anywhere, inside, outside. It could be a yellow brick road. It could be a dirt trail next to a creek. But imagine you're walking down and you're just noticing the beauty of your surroundings. I want you to take a moment to open up all your senses. What do you see? What do you smell? What do you hear? Maybe you hear children giggling or birds chirping or the waves crashing. Maybe you smell the salt of the ocean or the flowers that are blooming. But take a moment to really be here. Continue walking down. Noticing if it's sunny out, noticing if there's a breeze, and just bringing a smile to your face and feeling so alive. It's like you know that you're walking to somewhere that you're supposed to go. You feel content in your body, you feel safe in your body, your heart is open, and you are ready to receive whatever is waiting for you. And as you're walking down the path, ahead you see a huge golden door with a big arch. And you know that's your door, baby. So you walk, 1 foot in gratitude, 1 foot in desire. Just pure certainty, this is where I'm going. And as you get closer to that door, you feel a little tinge of excitement. You get the full body goosies of like, what's in store for me? I know it's meant for me. I've been destined to walk through this door my whole freaking life. If you believe in angels or God or spirit guides, imagine they're all surrounding you. They've been waiting for you to find this door. And breathe in and breathe out. And as you grab the handle to open the door, I want you to feel this exchange of electricity coming up your forearm, up your arm, up to your heart, tickling you, letting you know, yes, yes, yes. And I want you to open the door. And I want you to step through. And I want you to see what's on the other side for you. What's here for you, my love? What is it that your heart really desires? How do you want to feel? What is the opportunity that's here that's waiting for you? I want you to give yourself a moment to take it all in, allowing any images to drop in, any sensations to drop in, any clues. It's also totally normal if nothing is coming. You're just starting to open the channel of communication to your energetic body and your subconscious. Be patient with yourself. What's here for you now? And in this place, I want you to ask yourself, who do I need to become to fully actualize this opportunity that is in front of me? Who is the woman that I am ready to be, who can step into this fully embodied in her power, her potential, her radiance, her brilliance? Who am I becoming? And letting any clues drop in now. And I invite you to really solidify the image of the woman you're becoming, who is fully embarking on this journey. What does she look like? What does she sound like? What is she wearing? What color lipstick does she have? Or does she have just chapstick? How is she moving her body? How is she holding herself? What is her presence? How does it feel to be in her sphere? I want you to get really gritty with this. I want you to take a picture of it. Who is she? Who are you becoming? And when you think you have her, you can take another deep inhale to lock that image in. And exhale to let it go. You can begin to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, stretch your body, flutter the eyes open when you're ready. And I want you to start to write down what came through for you. How did you feel when you were walking on that path? What was on the other side of that gorgeous golden door? What opportunity is waiting for you? And who do you need to become so that you can actualize that reality? What signs and signals and clues came through for you? And most important, how did it feel to be her? Take a moment to write that down. Or if you can't journal, just to sit with and be with those feelings, those messages. And when you're ready, drop in the chat and share with the group what came through for you.
Crossing where those hands go. It's loud, but that volume makes my heart go. And time isn't real as the sun.
Anybody want to share what came through in your visualization? What little piece of the puzzle of your becoming dropped in for you? I think like this little magic. Wait, where did that go? Okay, magic. I love the gold door image. I feel I'm becoming more confident in my path. Oh, the audacity to be confident in your path. What would you be a match for? What would you be a match for if you were confident in your path? What would you be a match for if you were embodying the magic frequency? Ooh, I'm getting the goosebumps over that. Beautiful. Anybody else want to share? A little bit. Okay. So I want to strengthen this for you. Let me turn this down. So we've talked about why I think there's a real call for trailblazing, soul-led, heart-led leadership in 2025. And we've talked about what I think is going to be a sheer requirement to go all in and build this new way. And it's audacity. And we talked about the ways in which you can be audacious in your life. And we've talked a little bit about some of the blocks and the obstacles, especially as women, that we come up against when we want to live audaciously. And we've talked about step one being audacious enough to know you matter. Because if you matter, then you get to take care of yourself. And if you take care of yourself, then you get to dream. And if you get to dream, then you can see to believe what's possible. And you've just engaged in a gorgeous visualization that connected you to some version of yourself that actually already exists. And so now we are going to build that muscle and we are going to begin to show up as her as much as we can every day. So that whatever came through for you in your visualization, the woman you're becoming, who gets to live and lead and create from a place of wealth, abundance, joy, enoughness, gratitude, pleasure, play, whatever the hell it is that feels good in your body, right? We've got to start showing up as her. We've got to set the vision. We've got to upgrade our identity to embody the kind of woman who would live like that. We've got to start to look at the beliefs we have. Do we believe we can be that woman? Do we believe that we can live audaciously? Do we believe that we can have $1 million business? Do we believe that we can have this level of intimacy in our marriage? Do we believe that we can have this much joy in our daily lives unapologetically? If we don't, we need to get busy reprogramming those. We need to get busy managing our monkey mind. We need to get busy every single day taking baby steps in alignment with the woman we're becoming. And here's the step that I want you to take, because that whole process is a journey. That's not something you're going to do today. But here's a baby step that you can take to build the muscle. You've connected to the vision of the who you are becoming, or you got some clarity on what you actually want in your life. Now, here's what I want you to do today and going forward is when you are making decisions with how you are going to spend your precious jewels, time, energy, and sanity, I want you to pause before you say yes or no. And I want you to take a deep breath, like a 4-count inhale, hold, and a 4-count exhale. And I want you to ask yourself, does this move me closer to where I want to be and how I want to feel? Or does this move me further away? So whether that is saying yes to that engagement, saying yes to that project, saying yes to that client, saying yes to that restaurant that you don't actually want to eat at, saying yes to this thing someone's asking you to do, taking that on. I want you to pause and I want you to ask yourself, does that actually move me closer to the woman I'm becoming who's living audaciously? I also want you to check yourself with your own behaviors. When you're telling yourself mean things, I want you to pause and I want you to breathe and I want you to ask yourself, does that thought help me become her? Get me closer to that reality that I want to consciously create? Does that belief help me? Does that being mean to myself, shaming myself, putting myself down, engaging in negative self-talk, does that help me? No. So what is something I can say to myself that's a bit more loving and affirming? That habit that you have where you self-sabotage. Ooh, in my programs, we go deep into self-sabotage. All right? The numbing behaviors, scrolling on social media is, I want you to pause. I want you to take a deep inhale and exhale. And I want you to ask yourself, does this get me closer or further away? You're going to pour that wine. I want you to pause. I want you to breathe. I want you to ask yourself, does this get me closer or not? You want to skip your morning meditation and your morning ritual? I want you to pause and I want you to breathe. Is that going to get me closer to this or not? You want to go raid the pantry and binge eat? I want you to pause and I want you to breathe and I want you to ask yourself, pause, breathe, ask. PBA, write that down. pause, breathe, ask. This is going to disrupt so much of your neurobiological programming that just automatically self-shames, self-talks, and then goes for the numbing behavior, doubts and is in disbelief and goes for the avoidance behavior, shames and feels guilt and plays small and then, sabotages. I want you to start to grow in your awareness of where you're taking yourself out of the game, because that's what we do, not on purpose. So lots of love and self-compassion. As you're becoming aware of your thoughts, your feelings, if you're living in alignment or not, the only way that you're allowed to do this work is if you're nice to yourself. This is not another opportunity to be critical. It's like, oh, there I go saying a mean thing to myself. PBA, pause, breathe, ask. That actually doesn't serve my highest and best. Oh, I'm going to the wine again. Pause, breathe, and ask. How interesting. I'm going for social media. How interesting. I'm going for Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. How interesting. I'm burning myself out and then lashing out on my family at night. How interesting. I want you to get curious from a place of self-compassion, because through awareness is where we start to heal, grow, and expand. Okay? And when you have the courage and you use your energy to do this work, the PBA, that's audacity. Because what you're saying is, I'm taking personal responsibility for my behavior and what's helping me get what I want versus not. That takes audacity. I'm willing to look at myself with love and see where I'm getting tripped up. That takes audacity. I'm willing to pause and breathe when I normally just want to be on autopilot. That takes audacity. I'm willing to insert a new behavior that is more affirming and loving and supportive and going to help me get where I want to go. Queen, that takes audacity. Are you with me? And so if you want to create a new reality, if you have big, hairy goals and dreams, you got to become the version of yourself that is an automatic, energetic match for that reality. And that means you're going to have to uproot a lot of these parts and pieces, but all of it is going to require audacity. So you now know, my love, that audacity is a key element to this puzzle. You know that you have it already because you've already been audacious in your life. You know that you got to matter and that you got to let yourself dream and you got to visualize that dream and you got to connect to the version of you that already has it and is living it. And then you got to tune your instrument and show up as her each and every day. This is not going to be perfect, P.S. It's going to be a hot mess express. It's progress. But every time that you say no to something that you would have automatically done that doesn't help you get where you want to go so that you can say yes, you're building this muscle of audacity. You're reprogramming and repatterning yourself so that you can become her. Any questions on that? So your biggest takeaway, my love, is to start to build your awareness of where you're holding yourself back, where you're not doing what's best for you, where you're not taking good care of yourself, where you're overextending and overcommitting and under-delivering and being unkind, and start to clean that up and take your power back. And if something about that excites you, like I am ready to do this work. I know that I'm getting in my own way. I know that I'm meant for big things. I know that I'm meant to serve and help a lot of people and have a thriving family and have fucking hobbies. Like I know I'm meant for more. And I know that I get in my own way. And I'm ready to do the work to get unhooked and unlocked so that I can step into my bigger vision. Then I want to invite you into my unperfected mastermind, my love. And my unperfected mastermind is a 6-month container in which you are going to unbecome everything that you've been that has gotten you so far so that you can become this next iteration of who you are. This is a 6-month container with like-minded women because, first of all, community is everything. It becomes a pocket for alchemy. It becomes a sisterhood. It becomes your first business partnerships and your collaborations. And Laura can speak to this because she's on the call. These people become your clients. They become your support. But you are going to do so much more. Okay. So the mastermind, the first month is all about yourself. It's setting intentions. It's visualizing. It's setting your goals. It's writing yourself a future self letter, and it's starting to connect with what I call the inner CEO, your highest and best self, the one that is going to go all in and make shit happen in her life. Okay. We're going to start to do that identity upgrade. Who am I becoming? We're going to start to look at your beliefs, all of that. We're going to prime that vessel. Okay. Month number 1 is about the horse. We are going to make the horse shiny, baby. Authentic, squeaky clean energy. She's going to have the best diet. She's going to have so much joy and pleasure. She's going to be vibrating so high that she just takes us wherever we want to go. So month number 1 is about yourself. Okay. Month number 2 is called Regulate, which is all about building your toolkit for success. Because when you're going for something big in your life, you're automatically entering into the unknown. And the second you're entering into the unknown, fear and your protective parts and your brain, because your brain has evolved to keep you safe, are going to go, no, we're not doing that. And that's where self-sabotage comes in. So we need tools to fight resistance. We need tools to regulate our system, because anytime you're going for something unknown, it's scary, but here's what else you need to know. In the realm of the unknown is where the infinite potentiality exists. If you have a strong enough nervous system that you can handle the fear of the unknown, then you have no idea what client is going to walk through your door tomorrow. You have no idea what opportunity is going to be in your inbox tonight. You have no idea who you're going to meet at lunch today. You have no idea who's going to ask you to come on their podcast. But you cannot have the infinite potentiality when you're not grounded and regulated and a receiver turned on. So this is where the neuroscience and the neurobiology and being a therapist and the brain spotting, everything, you get a tool belt, because the more duality you can hold, the more successful you will be. The more pain you can tolerate in your nervous system, the more abundance the universe is going to give you. If you can't handle it, you're not getting more. It's that simple. The more you can hold, the more you get. I'm going to make you so freaking strong that you're ready for that 6-figure contract, that you're ready for that next level promotion, that you're ready for a love that sees through to you, to your core, and you can sit in that vulnerability confidently. You can get on stages. You can write that book, but you cannot do big shit like that if you let fear run the show. But fear is a very real biological response to playing in the unknown. We don't ignore it. We don't bypass it. We love on it and we work with it. And I teach you all about it. It's a protective part. Your inner CEO will love on and manage your protective part. So that's month number 2 is regulate. Month number 3 is create. Here's where you get crystal clear on who am I serving? What am I here to do? What is my offer? What is my signature offer? What is the promise of my offer? Who do I want to work with? What is the goal that I have? So if you're an entrepreneur, it's who do I want to work with? Where are they at now? Where do they desire to be? And the roadmap to get them there, that's the offer. If you're working in corporate and for a business, it's what's the impact and the legacy you want to leave? Where are you and your team at now? Where is the result you want to be? What's the roadmap? We'll build that. So month 3 is about building your roadmap to the big audacious goal that you have in an unconventional, energy-rich way. Okay? Month number 4 is all around influence. So you have to know, because you matter, because you're an energetic being, you influence the room whether you're there or not. And I'm going to teach you how to tap into your personal power and how to use influence to help get people to move to where they want to desire to go. It's not about pushing people. It's not about forcing people. It's not about tricking people. It's about lighting a spark in them, and through your own energy, influencing them to move toward where they want to go, not where we want them to want to go. So this is about communication. This is about energetics. This is about presence, leadership presence. People ask me all the time, what is leadership? I'm like, it's an energy. If we're all in a room, you should be able to feel who the effing leader is. It's not the man who makes the most money anymore. Remember, we're moving the target of success. It's not the person who has the highest title. It's the person who's carrying themselves unapologetically, authentically, just so grounded and rooted in who they are, so lit up by their life. They can't wait to tell people about what they do. They can't wait to hear about other people's stories. They can't wait to deeply connect. They can't wait to bring the gold out of people. They can't wait to stand for people's potential and guide them there. They can't wait to be an embodiment of love and lead from that place. I'm going to teach you how to do that in your way, of course, because your way of doing it is going to look different than mine. Month number 5 is all about strategic partnerships. So it's called Collaborate. So this is where I teach you 4 keys to cultivate connection. So actual real empathy, connection, collaboration. How do you work in a group? How do you bring a team together? How do you intentionally surround yourself with partnerships that are fruitful and thriving? How do you be an energetic match for those people that you know are going to help move you forward in your career and in your life? How do you surround yourself with people that are extraordinary? That's a really important ingredient. And then the last month is Elevate. So this is where we go even deeper on energetics and frequency. And I teach you guys the law of resonance, the law of karma. I mean, we get really in the nitty-gritty about your frequency and about your energy. We go next level on taking personal responsibility and being a self-led leader in the feminine and what that looks like. And we tie all the learnings together so that you can really be an embodied inner CEO that fits that vision that you set and created today or in that first month of our time together. And so that is all the work that we get to do in the mastermind. It's a weekly mastermind call with the group. It is unlimited Voxer access to get on-the-spot coaching in between. And there's bonuses and add-ons. So if you join the mastermind, you get Unstuck and Unstoppable, the program. You get Brain Health Reboot. And I believe for a limited time, I think 10 days from now, we're offering $1,000 off the program. So the mastermind is $6,000. And if you want to do the retreat, that's an additional $2,000. So we're also going to do a retreat if there's interest in that, where we come together at the end of the 6th month and we go somewhere beautiful and we embody our freaking inner CEO and we just go gangbusters on the pleasure and the becoming and the healing and the rising and all the things. It's just a culmination of everything in a beautiful setting. So I would love to have any of you queens inside that program. If this is your year, if you're ready to go all in, but you're going to have an email that comes after this. Book a consult with me so we can have a conversation about it. And from there, we'll get you in the program. If you are thinking you want to do the program, make sure that you act within the 10 days. Oh, we don't start though until January 14th. I wanted to say that. We don't start until January 14th. So I have a longer stretch to get the right energetic queens into the program. But in the first 10 days is where you're going to get the $1,000 off. Also, there's a bonus for you if you bring someone into the program and they do get selected to join the group. There's a $1,000 off bonus for you. So if you act now and you bring a sister, you can get $2,000 off the $6,000 program, which is fucking bananas for how much content is in this thing and the transformation that you're going to get. So if there are any questions, let me check the chat. Gently correcting my course. I love it, Leah. If there are any questions, let me know. You guys know where to find me on Instagram at Brooke Jean unPerfected. You can reply to any of the emails that are coming out. If this sounds like something that's for you, get on my calendar. Let's talk about it. Let's get you the $1,000 off. And I'm just sending you guys so much love. If this is the end of our road for now, I love you so much. I hope you got something out of today. I would so appreciate if you made a post on social media and said what you got out of today and tagged me in it. I would so appreciate that. I'm still here to help you and support you, and you'll know when the time is right to work in a deeper level with me. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Blessings on blessings on blessings, my love. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you on the internet. Bye for now. Hey mama, if you made it to the end of this episode, I just want to virtually high five you because you've said yes to the opportunity of taking better care of yourself. And that is so meaningful and so amazing. You have no idea the ripple of goodness that's to come. If you've been enjoying the show, if you've been finding it helpful, if you've laughed a little or learned a new technique, will you do me a favor? Will you make sure that you're following the show, that you've given us a 5-star rating and left a review? That will absolutely help us get this podcast into more heads and hearts of as many mamas as possible, because when we heal the mother, we heal the world. Also, if there's a specific episode that you've loved, will you make sure to share it with a friend? Just send them the link or share it on social media, and make sure you tag me at Brooke Jean unPerfected, because I absolutely love seeing that this is actually giving you the impact that you so desire and deserve. Thank you so much, mamas. Make sure you're taking care of yourselves and therefore each other.